Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Kiki and I just want to say thank you guys for joining me on another episode of Wind Down Wednesdays. I'm sorry I wasn't there last week. I was in LA. I didn't have my lighting, I didn't have my equipment, just forgive me. So today's wine is none other than the Cali Red 19 Crimes with Snoop Dogg. That's what attracted me to him. Just him, because he's just okay. So I already poured some up. Let's taste it. Smooth, a little bit sour, more on the sweeter end, very grapey. It's rich in sweetness, not bitter. Okay, the first question I'm going to answer is, how do you feel about fake friends? I don't have any. I have gotten rid of anybody that I felt was toxic or unhealthy to my mental. I did have to shake one person off at the beginning of this year, because I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but every time she had like messaged me or called me, it was always on some negative ass shit. Like you would like literally see the name pop up and you would be like, I know it's gonna be some bullshit. Do you guys have friends like that? Was I the only one? I know I can't be the only one. So once she got cut off, when I tell you, that tension on my shoulders was gone. So I really don't handle fake friends. I'm really quick to, as soon as I recognize that they're a problem, I cut them off. I don't have time for it. I'm damn near 29 years old. I'm not keeping toxicity around. I don't owe anybody anything. But now to basically just reiterate and just really clarify that question, if I was to have fake friends, I would most definitely start by analyzing if they're actually worth keeping around. Are they making you happy? Are they making you smile? Are they uplifting you? Do you want to be around them consistently? And if you are around them, do you feel okay? If you answer no to all of those things, then you probably should get rid of them. You don't owe anybody shit. So should you stay if you have any doubts? I love you and you are gorgeous. Thank you so much for your question. I love you too and you are beautiful as well. So sometimes, this one's a tricky one because sometimes my gut be on point. Like I be feeling shit and I'm like, psh. Either I trust it and I follow it, I'm like, great, good gut, you did well. Or sometimes I go with it, I'm like, dang, gut, you was wrong as fuck. So it's like I'm kind of in two minds about it, because sometimes I really just do be wrong. Like sometimes I gut, ladies, let's be honest, that shit be wrong sometimes. But for the most part, she be right. And let me not just associate guts with women. Men have some great gut instincts too, but I will say, generally most of the time, us women feel it before we know it, before we see it. So it's that little feeling in your stomach where you just it's just talking to you. And when you say stay in a relationship, stay in a friendship, if you have doubts about it, like I said, it really depends. And sometimes if you feel like most of the time you've listened to your gut and she's been right about a situation, and it's been a situation where it was at the expense of your happiness, then I don't think you should stay. And I know sometimes we just give chance after chance because not everybody's like you. Not everybody's as pure-hearted as you. So you have to think. You have to think sometimes in the mindset. You have to think in the mindset sometimes of these people that you're doubting. Think like them. What would they be doing in this situation? So that should answer your question. If you've experienced one too many times with them messing up, it's probably time to let them go. Holding on is probably doing more damage than letting go. It might feel like letting go hurts, and that hurt's not gonna last long. Trust me, honey. You got this. How do you deal with feelings of sadness and comparing yourself with others? This is a great question. There is only one of you on this planet. And I've said this in a previous video before. There is only one of you, and you are unique, and you are beautiful, and you are a one of a kind. So how I deal with feelings of sadness sometimes is I really just like to keep to myself. I don't like to project my sadness onto other people. I do not necessarily call my friends up and, you know, I guess project my sadness unless I am in a situation where I do feel like it is an emergency or I really do need somebody's help. But most of the time I'll deal with sadness on my own. I know I am a mother, so I do have to get up and go even if I'm sad, because I do have a son I gotta take care of. So for me, I don't really get time to wallow in my sadness and cry in my pillow or anything like that. But for those that do, it's okay not to be okay. Like, it is not a crime to be sad. I just would try to grab a hold of it before it does spiral into something more severe, like potentially depression. I usually like to do a lot of self-care in times that I do feel sad. I will pamper myself. I will do my hair. I will do my eyebrows. I will probably not wear makeup, because makeup doesn't make me feel any more beautiful than I already am. I'm beautiful in my own skin that God blessed me with. Makeup just enhances what I already have, and it should do the same for you. It should not completely change how you look, but if it does, hey, that's awesome. Could I learn your makeup skills? That's dope. But no, for real, I will do my eyebrows, do my hair, have a bath, listen to music, play with my son, talk to my mom, talk to my dad, talk to a family member if you aren't close with your mom or your dad. Talk to somebody. There is somebody always out there to listen to you. You are not alone. And I'm not trying to sound cliche, but you're not. As far as comparing myself to others, I've never really had this problem personally. I don't personally like to compare myself to anybody. I'm unique. I do not like to live in anybody else's shoes. The only person I'm trying to be better than is the person I was yesterday. And that might sound like easier said than done, but when you truly think with that mindset, comparing yourself to somebody is really not even gonna be anything that crosses your mind. It's gonna be like, okay, well, they're doing them and that's awesome, but I'm doing me and that's great. Like, and that's how I like it. I don't want to be better than anybody but myself. And the minute that you do start thinking you're better than people is the day you really stop trying to better yourself. You think you're better than anybody? Okay, well, now you're just probably gonna flatline, because you think you're already better than everybody. How are you gonna improve? How are you gonna progress? How are you gonna evolve? How are you going to expand your knowledge? Knowledge is power. I'm forever learning, and we are all students in this thing called life. So you just want to flatline now because you think you're better than anybody? No, you need to be just better than you, and just look at yourself in the mirror and think, what am I doing today that's going to impact tomorrow and make a better tomorrow, make a better future for my kids? If you ain't doing shit today, honey, tomorrow just gonna be as shitty as yesterday. So get it together and stop comparing yourself, because you are unique and you are beautiful, and no one can tell you otherwise. All right, this one's a good one. How do you get over a breakup? Everyone deals with breakups differently. Depending on the severity of the breakup, depending on the circumstances of the breakup, you're gonna deal with it differently. If the breakup is something that, you know, sometimes people just fall out of love. Sometimes you just check out. One checks out, the other checks out, and it's a mutual thing, and it's actually cool. You guys might even end up being friends, like whatever. But for the most part, breakups are very, very traumatizing and very painful, and they're not fun. But I will say though, it's really hard to tell somebody how to deal with it. But I'll be honest with you, with social media being such a big impact on a lot of relationships today, get off of social media. Take a break, get off of it. Literally delete the app. You don't have to deactivate your page, just delete the app. Delete Facebook, delete Twitter, delete Instagram, shit, if you still on MySpace, delete your MySpace. I don't fucking know. Whatever social media platform you use, delete it. Just delete it off your phone. Deactivate it for a little bit. Go ghost a little bit. You know, it's okay to not have to soak yourself in other people's happiness. Most people aren't going to post their trials and tribulations. They're going to post their accomplishments. And sis, log out of that fake page. Log out. You don't need that fake page. Do you love yourself? If you love yourself, if you answered yes to that question, then go ahead and log out of that fake account, sis. And go ahead and block that man or block that woman or block that anything. Whatever they identify as, a potato. Go ahead and block that potato, girl. Because honestly, truly, you are not doing yourself any good. So yeah. And that's how I will continue dealing with it. Any future breakups, that is how I will deal with it. And go out with friends, surround yourself with people that make you happy. Distract yourself. Don't sit at home and wallow, because that is more of a chance that you will pick up that phone and be bored and try to see what they're up to or whatever. Go distract yourself. Be around people that are self-disciplined. They're gonna smack your hand until you don't, until you stop. That's the kind of friends you need. How do you stay humble in environments where everyone's about luxury items? So this is funny because I'm actually not around a lot of people that really care too much about luxury items. I do have a few friends that do like to indulge in that, and that's cool. Like, I have no problem with it. That doesn't mean that I need to live up to that though. I think people think like, oh, because I'm hanging around a certain person or people, that I'm gonna eventually need to keep up with that, or I'm gonna be like that or whatever. Whether I do choose to indulge in luxury items is because I'm comfortable enough to. Breaking even or playing catch-ups or whatever, like, I will never put myself in that predicament. Not only, like I've mentioned before, not only is that gonna affect me, but that's gonna affect my son. I'm a full-time provider for my kid. So if I'm out here playing catch-ups with people who get luxury items easily or whatever it might be, I'm only playing myself. So if you do see me with a luxury item, it's because it was either gifted to me or I can genuinely afford it at the time. So yeah, I don't feel like I have pressure to keep up with anything or be anything that I'm not or whatever. Like I said, luxury items are so dope. Like, I love that shit. That's the coolest thing. Like, I love that. It's great quality, you know, it's pretty, it's a good collection. It's good to add to your collection, whatever. I have nothing wrong with that, but it is literally not something that I aspire to collect every single day of my life. Like, it's not that deep to me. So it's no pressure to me at all. How do you slay being a mama and still enjoying motherhood? First of all, thank you for that. That's cool that you think I'm slaying being a mom. It's very, very hard sometimes. I literally don't get much sleep. I'll be honest with you. My son is still very much clingy and needs attention. And I, as an attentive mother, I'm going to give him that. I do not deprive my child of attention and love and stuff. So I'm very much catering to my kid. So ultimately, I'm one tired mom, but I love my kid and I love myself enough to divide the time and find time for myself, find time for my friends, and just find time to live life a little. I mean, yeah, my life is my son, but at the end of the day, what life for my son am I providing if I'm not happy? If I'm not happy, baby's not gonna be happy. So mama's gotta make time for herself to be happy. And I have a good support system. I am sad I do not have my mom and dad here directly in America to help me. But I do have the blessing of Kyrie's grandparents on his father's side. I do have Kyrie's father to lift a little load off my shoulder. So, who are your fashion inspirations? By the way, I love how I love how you're so relatable. Thank you for that comment. My fashion inspo is whatever I see on social media, like, or the TV or YouTube. I do not have a specific, I do not have a specific person I look up to for fashion. My fashion is just really basic. I'm not super attentive or overly obsessed with keeping up with the latest trends at the moment. I'm cool with just being me. And if something I feel like looks nice to me and it makes me feel comfortable, it makes me happy, then I'm gonna wear it, regardless of whether it's trendy or not. I'm gonna wear it. This question says, I was thinking about moving to ATL. What are your favorite and not so favorite things? I have mentioned in a video before, the thing about Atlanta is I love the hustle. Like, everybody's grinding, everybody's on some shit, everybody's getting to the money. And that's Southern hospitality. Most people are really, really sweet and nice over here. So I do love that about Atlanta, and there's always opportunities. Like, you're always gonna be working. Like, you're not gonna be at a standstill. It's always moving. Like, there's always something to do here in Atlanta. And then the not so great things about it, I don't like the high crime. Yeah, like, I don't like, I think this is something that just about in America in general. I really hate the gun laws here. I think they're so fucked up, and I hate the police brutality. I hate that my brothers and sisters are getting killed at the hands of people we look to for protection. All of that shit sucks. I hate that. I hate the healthcare here. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I could go on about a lot of things I hate about America, but if I hated it so much, I wouldn't be here. So I do love America. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so blessed, and I feel like, well, my son is African American as well, so I'm not gonna sit here and bash his country. This is a beautiful country as well. Great land of opportunity. But like I said, there's a lot of things that I do miss about Australia, mostly in particular. That's another question. Somebody said, what do you miss most about Australia? I miss the fact that I could literally ride home in an Uber and get off. Or back then, when I used to go out clubbing, it used to be taxis. I could literally get them to drop me off about 2 streets up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I would totally be okay walking home, because the crime rates are just not anything in comparison to what they are in America. I don't know if I would do that in this day and age now, because I'm sure the crime rates in Australia have picked up a little bit, but back then, like, I would be like, I would stop the taxi early so I didn't have to pay. Well, I was in college, so like whatever, like I didn't have money like that. So I would get the taxi driver to drop me off a couple blocks early so the timer would stop, and I would just walk home and I'd be fine. Like, I would get home successfully and safely every time. I'm not dead, so hey, like, you know. I miss my family. I miss, one thing I will say about Australia is we're really, really laid back. Like, Australians are not, so we're just carefree. And again, I'm not saying that is in comparison to Americans. I'm just saying that I miss that aspect about Australia. Very carefree, very laid back, no shame in the game, Australian pride. Like, I love being an Australian citizen. Australians rock. So yeah. How do you set yourself up overseas? Were you scared, anxious, or nervous? Was I scared, anxious, or nervous? No, not really. What makes me more scared is the what ifs and the what ifs and the I wonders and the should I have. Like, that scares me more than actually being in a situation where I'm on the plane on my way here with a couple $1,000s in my account and just hoping for the best. Like, the doubts and the sitting at home in Australia not doing anything scared me more than getting on a plane and actually just doing it. So I will say, like, the process to moving here, I will probably have to do another video on that separately, because it is a lot, and I know a lot of people in Australia do contact me asking me, how did I get here, what were the steps, what visa, this and that. So that in itself was a little bit of a scary process, because I did get approved for my green card while I was pregnant, so I actually wasn't even a, you know, legitimate permanent resident here until I was about 4 or 5 months pregnant. So I was a little bit scared at one point that maybe I would have to go back to Australia and not be able to raise my child here with his dad because I wasn't approved to be here. But luckily enough, I was approved and stuff. So it is a bit of a process. Like I said, I will probably make a separate video of it one day. I don't really plan on doing it anytime soon. but one day I will. So I just don't want to lose you guys just yet. But when I do get a bigger audience and stuff, I'm sure there are more people that are going to be curious as to how I did move here. So I will dedicate a video to that. But until then, we'll just answer a little bit in this. So no, I wasn't scared. What scared me more was not doing it at all. Somebody just asked me, did you have postpartum depression or ever have depression in your life? I thought I was gonna get postpartum depression purely because my mother did, and I think that's something that's definitely not spoken about a lot because you know, some situations of postpartum depression have ended in such horrific ways, like the children dying and stuff. But I just want you guys to know that there are absolutely so many different ways that women handle postpartum depression. Just to be clear, my mother had it where she felt she could not leave my brother. She was very much attached to him, not the one where she wanted to kill him or none of that crazy. She just literally was like, had separation anxiety. So she was consistently checking on him, make sure he's breathing, like, yeah. So she ended up getting the right treatment for that, and that overcame that. Thank God my mom is a soldier. So when I had my son, I did feel sad. I would cry about random things for a while. As far as me being diagnosed with postpartum depression, I was never officially diagnosed, but I did feel like my world was coming down after I had my baby. I had this beautiful life that I had just created right in front of me, and I still wasn't over the moon about life. I was over the moon about him, but my life, I just wasn't. And also breastfeeding, that milk coming in, almost worse than giving birth. If you're gonna breastfeed, there's so many great benefits to it, mom, but just know when that milk come in, that pain is just, so that made me really, really sad because I couldn't really move my arms. I had a baby that wanted to suck my boobs, and it was just, listen, it was just a lot, and I just wasn't really, I just didn't really know how to cope with it. But thank God my mother was there for 3 months, the first 3 months of me giving birth to my son. So she was able to nip it in the butt and say, look, you need to get out. I just remember my eyebrows were so freaking after I'd given birth. I had not done my eyebrows in what felt like forever, and I went and got them done. And when I tell you the amount of happiness and I felt in my heart after I got my eyebrows done was just, I was like, okay, wow, like I feel like me again. So just make sure that if you do, you know, you are dealing, or you know somebody that's dealing with postpartum depression, it is a serious matter. So make sure that you're not just saying things like, oh, snap out of it, or you'll be fine, oh, you just had a baby, how are you not happy? It's hormones. Our hormones are so imbalanced. So moms, do not feel bad that you do not feel like a cow jumping over the moon after giving birth to your baby. It is so normal to not feel all the way happy, okay? I want to be a model, but I'm awkward in front of the cameras. How did you get comfortable in the beginning? So sometimes with modeling, it's a matter of, it can come natural to some people, and with others, it can be something that they build over time, confidence builds over time. Sounds cliche, practice makes perfect. If you are really seriously wanting to take it seriously, then you need to practice it. Like, you're not going to book gigs, you're not going to book gigs if you're not confident. If you have confidence in yourself and you really, really believe that this is something that you want to do and your heart is really in it, nothing should stop you. Look in the mirror, practice, grab a self-timer, practice, like grab your friend, grab your sister, practice, go to the parking garage, take pictures, go outside, take pictures, like practice your angles, look in the mirror, know your best angles. I know my best angles, like I know what's gonna get a good shot, what's gonna get a, like I know that shot didn't come out good. Like I already know before I even look at the picture back, I already know, because I know I gave them my good angle, I gave them my bad angle, or whatever it might be. Like I know my body. Explore your body, what looks good when you turn a certain way, you pose a certain way, what brings out your collarbone. There are so many like things and so many elements to modeling that is so beautiful that, yeah, like I said, some people it comes naturally to, and some people just have to practice. It depends how bad you want it. How do you deal with a boyfriend's ex who still wants to have claims over him? Sis, I learned this the hard way. If you're an option, let him choose the other option. Too, baby, if you gotta be option 2 or even option 1, don't be an option at all. Like, that's my thing, and I learned that the hard way because I dead ass have been in a situation where I felt like I wanted to be the one that had dibs on this guy and whatever, like, and I should have just allowed them to just be together because I just could have just both been miserable together because I was miserable. So in the end, I was like, they could have just been miserable together, dang. And here I am thinking I'm the winner. Meanwhile, what I will say though is if he is allowing you to even know that there is another woman claiming him and stuff, then that's on him. Why is he allowing that woman to knock at his door? And what is he answering it? Is he entertaining it? Like, why do you even know about this other person? If he wasn't entertaining it or he wasn't engaging in it, why do you know about it? Because you can't help how other people want your partner. But what you can help is how your partner handles these people that want him. There should be no reason why you feel uncomfortable with a particular person. He should make you feel sure enough that you are the one. You are the only one. Well, obviously, your self-worth should never rely on anybody but yourself. But honey, this is why we get in relationships. We want our partners to make us feel more than and worthy. So if he's not allowing you to feel that, some men thrive off of more than one female wanting them, and I don't know what kind of fucking obsession that is, or what kind of, like, I don't know what the deal is with that. But the minute that you feel like you are in a race or a competition with another woman, you know what you do? You start running, baby. You let that little girl out. You let that little girl tire herself out with that man, because you just dodged a bullet, sis. Like, bye. Date ideas for long distance relationships when we get to be together. I'm about to see my man in August. First of all, that's exciting. We're not that far from August. This year is going so quick. Oh my God, there's just so many things that you guys can do, considering little things like even movies and dinners and stuff aren't possible in a long distance relationship. So obviously do those things, not necessarily movies. I don't know what the movie situations are looking like in certain parts of the world, but I know here in Atlanta, like, that's a dub. But just be together, enjoy each other's company, shower together, like, lay together, go on picnics, cook dinner together, like, little things like that. That those things that, like, I'm sure people that live together maybe kind of just and it's no big deal, whatever, we live together, we see each other every day. Just do those things, enjoy each other's presence, enjoy each other's company, enjoy each other's time. Like, you guys can really do everything, and I know you guys are gonna appreciate it. So I don't think it really matters what idea I give you, because you're gonna rock with everything no matter what you guys do. So have fun in August. I'll be thinking of you. Okay, so guys, I just want to go ahead and wrap up that video. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me rant. And my battery's about to die. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you in Sunday's vlog. So, mwah. Get you this wine because this is the shit.